In this video, we're going to focus on how we can create a tooltip that will automatically adjust based on our hovering, but will always show here at the very top left. If I move away from the chart area or from the canvas completely, you can see it will disappear, but once we're hovering on it, it will show. So to do this, the first thing what we need to do here is to get a boiler template, which you can find on chartjs3.com/getting started, and then once you're here, scroll down and copy this chunk of code and you're good to go. Next, if you want to get the source code of this video and many others, check out my Patreon page, and of course, got a question, join the Discord channel, just ask it there. Alright, so now we have this here, and I'm going to just make this a line chart. That's the first step, because it was specifically for a line chart. And what I want to do first is to make sure that we have this tooltip always on if we hover on our chart area. To do this, I go here after the skills, we're going to say plugins, and then I want to put in here the tooltip because I want to access the tooltip features. Then what I will say here, I will do mode as nearest. This is a string value. And this will basically indicate that when we are nearby to one of these points, show the tooltip. And I want to show the tooltip all the time. So in this case, I will say intersect, and we set this on false. When we combine these two, basically what will happen is it will search for the nearest point and then always show on it, because we don't have to intersect. The intersect means touching basically or crossing that area or the border area of that point. So in this case, the intersect is off, and you can see no matter where we go, it works. So now we have this. The next thing what we want to do is let's readjust the caret. The caret is basically the triangle pointer. We want to remove it completely. So this is the very next step. So we say comma here, and I'm going to get a caret size and set it on 0. By doing this, now we don't have any triangle anymore connected to that specific point. The very next thing what I want to do is I want to remove the border radius of this item, because I will put it later on in this corner. So we're going to say here corner radius, although I think it should be just border radius, but corner radius, that's the term they use here in chart.js. Just put it on 0. Save, refresh. There we are. As you can see here, now we've got all of this. We can change the color if you want, comma, say here background color. We can say here dark gray, something like that. Alright, so now we have this here. And I'll just leave it, remove that one because I like the darker better. I want to push that now in the corner. For this, we have here position, but the position right now, there's just only a few positions, and I want to make my own position that will be the top left position. Right now this doesn't exist, so I cannot do that yet. And if I do it, you will see here we'll get an error. And if I save that, refresh, doesn't work. But if I see this, you can see we get an error. It doesn't recognize this term yet. So let's make a function for this. To do that, I'm going to create a custom position here. We're going to say chart.tooltip with capital T dot positioners, and this here, this specific object will give us access to all the options or positions that we have so far. So let's see which one we have. Console log, save, refresh. You can see here we get the average and we get the nearest. So far we have those two, but what I want to do now is change and create one called top left. But of course this here, let me just copy this and I will show you. We will see later on. This will work nicely and we can find it later on. So let's remove this. And then here we're going to start creating this function, which is our new position. So we're going to say here top left, and then we're going to say here the elements, comma, event, position, function arrow expression. There we are. So once we did this, I want to do here the following. I want to return a specific value. So what I'm going to return here is basically the x coordinate and the y coordinate where we want to have it positioned. In this case, I want to make sure it's at the very top corner here, left 0 and top 0. So I say 0, comma 0, there we are. and then semicolon, semicolon. Let's save that. Refresh. Alright, as you can see here, we only have 2 functionalities, but if I copy this here, put it here down afterwards, save, refresh, now we have a new functionality called the top left. So let's start to look how we can apply that one, or how to apply it. Very simple. Copy this, scroll down here to the position, save, and then as you can see here, it will always show nicely in the corner left top, and that's it.